Hello, English 1 students. Today I'm going to show you our online resources for the News Ballad project. So first of all, I'm at the LibGuide's website, and you can see that this is a featured guide. So you want to click on that, and there you have all your documents that you could use. You have information on MLA citations, and you have information on parenthetical citations. And those are the two things I'm really going to be helping you with. So the first thing I want you to know is about how to set up a project in EasyBib. And those of y'all who are in biology may have already done this, but I'm going to show you how to do it anyway. And the reason why it's an idea, it can be a good idea to do that, is that then all your citations stay in one place. So here, I'm going to just show you how to do it. If you do not already have a registration, if you haven't already registered, you want to register. And you can see here on the MLA citations page that that this is what you do to go to there. And you use the coupon code is MNPSBIB. So when I register, you want to make sure you do it with MNPSBIB, otherwise it won't work as well. So I already have an account, so I'm going to go ahead and log in, and you can kind of see how I do things. Okay, so once you log in, you want to create a new project, and maybe you're going to call this one News Ballad. All right, and MLA 7, that's what you want. So you're going to do like that, and you'll notice it'll appear at the bottom. Then you want to click on bibliography, and right now there's nothing in it. So I'm going to start adding things to it. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is, now that I've registered, I'm going to keep all my citations in one place. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to start developing ideas for a topic. And to do that, I'm going to use the information on the LibGuide. Now right here, popular topics, and something may indeed hit your fancy. But one of the first things I recommend to do is to find out a little bit more background about the time period and Elizabeth I. So for this project and for the specific topics, you're probably going to find that encyclopedias are actually not very helpful. But they are pretty helpful in finding out about Elizabeth I. So I'm going to just pick an encyclopedia, and there are other ones. There's 3 encyclopedias you can use. But if you don't know about Elizabeth I, and that's who we're talking about in the Elizabethan era, then you might consider looking that up. So I'm just going to pick up an article here, and I'm just going to get some basic information about Elizabeth I. Whoops, wrong one. That is city. There we go. Okay, there we go. So like I said, I'm going to get some basic information. So encyclopedia is a great place to start about that. So this is really short. It'll give me a little bit of background information, and that's kind of where I start. Now, the next place I'd go is actually one of the most helpful things, and that is to use our ebooks. And our ebooks are going to be one of the most used products for this project. So the first one I'm going to use is Follett Shelf. And you can access this with your 190 number and your birthday, not including the year. Now for most of you guys, that's going to work. For some of you, it won't, and there's a long story behind that, but at school, I will help you because I'll log on as myself. I can't do that, you know, over the phone, but I'll log in for school for you. So I'm going to do my login. So I'm going to sign out and kind of show you what it looks like here. So it's going to look like this. Now you're going to log in with your 190 number, but I log in differently than you. So I'm going to log in and kind of show you what I'm doing. When you do this, I recommend searching for Renaissance or Elizabethan. Okay, because we're searching for information on Elizabethan England, and that's the time period that we're really looking for. So Renaissance is kind of all of Europe, but Elizabethan is specifically focused on this time period in England. Now you notice here I've pulled up some links here. These are ebooks, and you see these two ebooks right here? They have this little, I don't know, twisty thing on it. That means that everyone can get on those ebooks at the same time. So that makes them really, really useful. Okay, so I really like these. So I'm going to open one up and show you just kind of what it looks like. So what's really cool here is you can go to the contents and you can kind of see what is going on. Once you have your specific search topic, like let's say you end up searching for dress, you'll be able to use that, or costume. Okay, well, hold on, I'll do that later. So you can highlight, you can add notes, so it's really, really, really helpful. So this book is fairly short. This is really, really helpful, and you navigate this way. So this is how you navigate forward and backwards. So it's really helpful, and I just really like it. I think you're going to find out information from there. It's pretty easy to read. In fact, I recommend you go ahead and read it like before. Maybe you pick your topic, because I think it's going to give you some great information. Now, speaking of that information, let me go back, and I will show you that there is another book there in Follett Shelf. So I'm going to actually close this title here. And you can see that there's another one. This one is, once you have your actual topic, it's going to be even better. Okay, so and you can see there the contents there, and you can kind of see what is on the specific topic. So that's going to be really helpful if you're choosing food. Bang, there you go. So I think you're going to find that really helpful. And you can print off a certain number of pages. It's going to let you do that. If you want to print a couple pages, I'll let you do that for free. If you want to print like 30 pages, it's not going to work, but a couple is fine. You just need to keep up with what the source is. So how do we do that? Well, right here you have the title, and so this is where I'm going to go back to EasyBib into my my project, because now I'm going to put in daily life in Elizabethan England, and it should come up with the my source. Whoops, it would help if I actually had that on book. Okay, so let's try that again. Okay, and then it comes up with that. So that's going to be awesome. So I'm going to select that. And this is an ebook online, so you're going to select that. And your website title is going to be Follett Shelf. And then your date access is today. And then you're going to create the citation for that. So then you're done. Okay? And notice that's all added in. So so that's great. I love Follett Shelf. I think that's going to be really, really, really helpful to you. Okay, so our next ones, if you're doing fashion or you want some general information on culture, then that would be our InfoBeast ebooks. So if any of those suit you, you're going to click on that link, and same thing. And these ebooks kind of getting along similarly. So you can look at the table of contents and kind of see what that's going on. You can even search inside this one. So if I'm looking for dress, I might be able to do that, and it's going to give you the specific pages for that. You can print off a couple of pages, and this one's really awesome because it actually gives you the citation information, and you don't even have to create it. So I'm going to so I'm in MLA, and I'm going to grab everything but the URL. MLA, no URLs. Then I gotta now I'm going to look at this. I had to look at this carefully because I need to know what's going to be highlighted, what's going to be italicized, and it's the name of the book. See, there's something italicized in each entry. So now what do I do when I already have the citation? I'm not going to, it's not a website, I mean it is, but it's already given me the citation. So when it already has given you the citation, you go to all 59 options, right paste citation. I'm going to paste that in, but I'm not done yet. I have to tell it to italicize. It won't do that automatically, and then it'll be wrong, and Miss Smithfield will not be very happy. So you got to tell it to italicize, and you do it this way right here. So this is going to be italicized, right? So I need to do Pac-Man reverse Pac-Man starts it, and Pac-Man /I reverse Pac-Man stops it. And then I do create citation, make sure it looks right. And it does look right. I compare those. And that looks right. So now I have another entry into there. You'll still be filling out your information sheet for your facts, but this is a helpful way for you to work on your works cited page. So you'll still use your research form to take your notes on. But this way you'll have all your sources together, and you can keep up with that. Okay, so next thing is let's look at some other sources here. So your next source that is electronic is probably going to be Gale Virtual Reference Library. Now if you are come up with a historical event or a person and you're really looking into that, then these two sources are fantastic, okay? But if you're not, they're not going to be as helpful. If you're not looking for a specific person or a specific event like the Spanish Armada, it's not going to be as helpful. So we're going to go into Gale Virtual Reference Library. Password is Hume. And you notice here there's lots of books. And so this is going to sound strange, but I think the best thing to do here, so you can do a general search, but I think you might consider actually looking for specific books. Now there are actually three, but there are two main books that we use for this. And the first one is the Elizabethan World Reference Library. That is our big one. Okay, so if you're looking for a specific idea, then a lot of times that's going to be the biggest help there. The daily life part especially is going to be really helpful. So if I was looking for information on clothing, I would it's going to bring up specific places where that is mentioned. Okay, so I think that's really helpful that way. Okay, so once you have that, let's say you're going to use this article and that's going to be one of your sources, then you'll do the citation tools, MLA, save, and you'll open it, and then it's going to give you the citation. I don't need the URL, okay? So you're going to copy that, and then you're going to, in EasyBib, you will once again paste that, and then make it, italicized where it needs to go. So I'm gonna cancel that out, but you kind of see where I'm going with that. Okay, so I love that. Let me show you the other one for Gale Virtual Reference. And that is, let me exit out of there. So let me go back to the results here and go back and back and back and get you back to the home screen. Okay, so also another one that is in here. So we've already used this one. That's probably your most useful one. But there's another one that's also really, really awesome. And that's the Renaissance and Reformation Reference Library. And same thing, I would look up, clothing or whatever your topic is once you just figure out your topic. And it's going to have that down. Make sure you're focused on the Renaissance. Okay, now this is going to be broader because this is not just in England. This is going to be all of Europe. Okay, so you have to be careful there and just kind of make sure you're paying attention and that it applies to England as well as, you know, other places in Europe. So you just have to be careful there. But I think you're going to find that really useful. Once again, citation tools once you figure that out. Okay, so those are, I would say, your main sources besides for books. If you get really desperate, Google Books is awesome. Sometimes Google Books can be a little intense, so we kind of try to get information from other sources before we go there, because Google Books has books. They're actually books that have been scanned in. So I'll just kind of lead you through a search for that. Let's say I was looking for Elizabethan clothing, and I searched for that. And then I would scroll down and I would view more results at Google Books. I would scroll down again and I would do an advanced search, limited preview and full view. You want things to come back in English. This is just to give you the very best results. And then I kind of have to look through here to see, okay, well, what is really, really, really helpful here. And so let's say I was going to use this one. Okay, then what's really cool about it is that it's every time that the word appears, it's going to be up here. So I can just go next, next, next. Now, what about citing this? Okay, well, you're going to cite it kind of like that ebook situation. So in EasyBib, I would click over a book and make sure that I have it correct here. But I think I do. This is another daily life in Elizabethan England. Wow, that's kind of a common thing. So, so that's this one right here. I'm going to select that. Now, according to this, so that should be right. So now I'm going to do that, and this is an ebook. And you might even be citing a specific chapter or section. If it is, then change that accordingly. But your website title is going to be Google Books, and then you're just going to put today's date, and then you're going to create the citation. And that should be right. Now, when you're done with this, Mrs. Smithfield grades your works cited page. You're going to use your notes page to help you, and your works cited page to help you do your parenthetical citations. And I'll be there to help you do that too. I check both things, okay? So I'm going to make sure you understand that you might need to ask me questions because I'm going to be checking both things there, okay? So when you're done, you want to print as a Word doc. Download it, and it should be perfect. If you put it in perfectly, it'll be perfect. And the last thing you need to do is to put your proper MLA heading on there. So you're going to do that, and if you remember right, that's your name, your teacher's name, your class, and she might want that a little differently than that, and the date that it's due. So whatever date that is, then you'll do that. Okay, well, that's all, guys. Please stop by, email me or text me if you have any questions. Sorry for the length, but wanted to try to get everything in.